All right. Am I on? I think we're on. Are we good? Hello. Oh, I see a couple people in here. There's Chrissy. Sherry, how are you guys doing? Thanks so much for hanging out. Matt's out of town, so I decided to do a late night live chat. So Chrissy, I totally understand. This is like it's actually past my bedtime, so so I'm not sure even myself. Like, let me adjust this because I don't like how tall it is. Hey, Tori, how's it going, sweetie? Setting this up. There we go. That's better. Hey, Mike, how are you doing, man? I've missed a bunch of your guys' lives over the last couple weeks, so been taking some time off from the YouTube for a bit. So, oh, you guys are awesome. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I've got my headphones on today because the girls are actually upstairs just hanging out. I think they decided to play video games. So, hey, Lori, how's it going? I hope you're having a good night. You might hear some thumping like just now. I'm close to the back door, which is a glass door, and there's a lot of bugs. And so the cats like to jump and try and catch them through the through the window, but they can't. So, but yeah. Oh, thanks, Tori. That's awesome. Appreciate that. Oh, how has everybody been doing? I've been like off of, like I said, I've been off of YouTube for a couple weeks. So I need to catch up on some videos and stuff, which I'll do this weekend. But yeah. Chrissy, that's not a bad guess. They're usually either listening to music together or actually Ace is the one that's dancing all the time. And yeah, but right now they're playing a video game together, so that's cool. Yeah, see, Chrissy, I'm right there with you. Yep. Except I haven't been creating any content either, so that's kind of I've been slacking. So yeah. I've got some fun stuff scheduled for the weekend though, so that should be fun. Oh, that's awesome, Chrissy. Yeah, Ace is so excited about getting that to Lila. That'd be so cool. Oh, thanks, Lori. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's kind of a late night. Like I said, I would just kind of, if you're up, come and hang out. If not, no big deal. It's a Friday night, so usually people are up a little later than usual. But yeah, I'm usually not up late. Let's see. I usually go to bed around 9, and then finally, like, actually fall asleep at 10, which is that's Central Time, so it's my bedtime actually. But I'm actually not too tired right now. Tori, it is the busy season, and then I sent you that picture of the elderberries. I'm so excited about them. I'm actually gonna get up first thing in the morning, do my chores, and then go and harvest some elderberries for the first time. I'm excited. Yeah, Chrissy, it is kind of party time. Matt's out of town, so it's just us. Oh, hey, what's going on? I believe so. Kinfolk Farm of Georgia. I believe I cannot remember 100%, but I believe your name was Shane. Is that right? It's been a while. Like I said, I've been off of YouTube for a couple weeks, so I'm kind of out of the loop. Tori, I'm so excited about the elderberry. I actually was really disappointed because Wendy from Hardknack Farms got me some cuttings and gave them to me at the prior Oklahoma meetup, and they didn't make it. So I was really, really disappointed. And then I went for a walk along a road and found a bunch of wild elderberry growing. So I was like super excited to see that. And I took a walk this evening because it looked like they were ready, and they sure are. There's even more unripe berries, which is cool. So I'm gonna do multiple harvests and freeze them as I do it. And then once I'm done with the harvest, I'm gonna go ahead and start making some syrup. Oh, I appreciate that though, Sherry. Thanks so much. Yay, I remembered it was Shane. Yay. Oh, that's so cool, Chrissy. That's awesome. Yeah, I would send you some. I just don't know like how much I'm going to be able to harvest, but I'm really excited because this is the first time that I'll be able to do that. And it's also the first time I've actually noticed it growing in the wild because it grows really well here in Missouri. So, but yeah, I'm so excited about that. Hi, Brenda Baker. How's it going? Hmm. Oh, Tori. Yeah, I guess that's true. Now that the kids are older, I should be able to stay up late. Yeah. um, you know what's funny? If you can make it up here in December, if things haven't completely shut down, you can be my date for my company's holiday party. We throw a pretty big bash if you want to come and party. I'm a great date. Mike, if you wouldn't mind, tell Terry I said hello. I've been meaning to reach out to her because I think there's a new Call of Duty game that's coming out. Maybe this holiday season that I was going to talk to her about and see if we can get together and play online. It's been forever since I've played a multiplayer online, and I'd love to meet up with her and play. Also, because I'd like to make some new friends. Hmm. Oh, that's awesome, Tori. Yeah, she shared this awesome photo on her Instagram account. So Tori from the Naked Gardeners is talking about Megan Wolterman sharing her elderberry syrup recipe. And yeah, I saw it on her Instagram account, and it looked amazing. And everything that I've seen in terms of like recipes for it, it was very simple and just like most of them were just adding honey. And hers was definitely not that. And so I reached out to her directly because I was like, I gotta find out what she added to hers because it looked amazing. Uh, Yay! Hi, Ashley. How's it going? Oh, I was Ashley. I was going to talk about the honey that I got from her. Look at so Ashley from Mulberry Branch Farms sent me some honey. You can see that. That's so cool. I can't wait to try it out. And then I won some tea from Miss Lippy from Gemini Homestead that I'm going to try the honey out with. And I'm like so excited about it. Yay. um, Lori, Terry does play COD. She's definitely a gamer. And yes, I also play Call of Duty. Hi, Terry. I'm young. Gosh, it's been so long since I've been on a live. You guys are awesome. Hmm. Yeah, the honey is so gorgeous. I was able to get a really good I was trying to get a good picture of it for my Instagram that I was hoping would do it justice because it's just so beautiful. But yeah, I'm excited to try it. I think I'm going to actually open up this tea tomorrow and try that. So I'm just so excited. And it was just super sweet of Ashley to send that. Yeah, Tori. So Tori's taking a natural beekeeping class by Dr. Leo. I can't remember his last name. If you want to share it, Tori. But anyway, he teaches natural beekeeping, and it's something that actually piqued my interest after talking to Tori. So Tori from the Naked Gardeners and her husband Sydney stopped here to visit on the way to the Homesteading Live conference, and so we were able to kind of talk a little bit more about that. I was able to feed all of them, which was so much fun. If you know me, I love to cook for people. And so it was just, I had a blast getting to do that for you guys. And then took them just on a small tour of the property. They got to see all the chickens, and then my lame excuse for a garden. Because it just looks absolutely terrible. But the fall garden should look a lot better. But I got to share peaches with them, which was great. And they're actually really delicious this year, so I'm really excited about that. I harvested the last batch of peaches just a few days ago, and shared those with my coworkers. They absolutely love them, so yeah, it was great. Oh, Tori, that's awesome. Yeah. It is how I show love. I love to cook for people. So if you guys are ever coming through central Missouri. Like we're off of I-70 right in between Kansas City and St. Louis. So if you guys are ever coming through here, you are more than welcome to come and hang out with us, and I will cook for you. Either it'll be Mexican food most likely, because that's what I love to cook. Or if it's Mike and Terry from MT Homestead, maybe do some Korean food. So yeah, because Isa loves to cook some tteokbokki, which is amazing. I think she's making that tomorrow, actually. Yeah, Tori, it is hard to say his name, and it's hard to remember his name. I can't remember it. Maybe, I guess that makes sense, right? Hmm. Oh my gosh. Oh, thanks, Terry. I didn't know that. I think you had said something about your peaches not looking so great, but that's okay. 4 is better than nothing, right? Yeah, I'm so like, I was really excited about doing this. I kind of debated whether to hop on, and I thought I wanted to do kind of an off peak time. And so with Matt out of town, I think it just made sense. And then the girls are usually up in their rooms at this time, just doing their own thing. And so I thought, why not do that tonight? So, but get to hang out with you guys instead. Tori, that chili peach jam looked really good. So I'm glad it was really, really good. Ooh, Terry made bulgogi. See, Terry and Mike know I have a love affair right now with Korean food, where I've been getting so excited about trying all the different dishes. In fact, we were going to try and go get kimbap today, but the place was closed, so we didn't get to do that. We were going to order some tteokbokki, just me and girls, and some kimbap, and we didn't get to do that. So that was a little disappointing. But Isa offered to make some tteokbokki tomorrow for dinner, so I'm excited about that. Oh, you guys picked up some from the Cackle Hatchery, Mike? I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, I have about 30, I think. It might be 20 down to 29 because I lost a couple. My meat birds are actually doing really, really good. They look really great. That's all right, Chrissy. I understand. Chrissy's tired. Got 3 kids under 5 for 11 hours today, and apparently she's old. Yeah, I don't know if you're old, but that would wear most people out. Good night, girl. Get some rest. So I missed this about the chicken name. Can you guys tell me? Because like I said, I've been off of YouTube for about 2 weeks or so. So I missed a lot. I missed a lot of stuff that was going on. I have watched a couple of videos, but not as many as I usually do. So oh, and I did want to show you guys something cool. So while I think Tori's already seen this, the Naked Gardeners and Moore's Patch of Heaven, because they were the two families that came over for tacos that night or that weekend, that they were going to the Homesteading Live conference. But I got Matt some magnets, or I made him some magnets. So this is his official knife making business. Yeah. And so he's got I designed that logo for him. And then for Father's Day, I had the magnets made. And he loves them. And then for his birthday, I had a bunch of t-shirts made with the logos on them. So he's pretty excited. In fact, he's out of town because he's at a knife making workshop in Arkansas. So he's pretty excited. And then what's even cooler, he was able to use that little icon, this icon right here, to get an etching brand thing. Basically, it's a little branding thing for makers that allows you to do like an acid etch into steel or iron or whatever, metal. And I wanted to show you guys how cool that looks. See if you guys can see that. Do you see that? Look at that. That's so cool. It's actually etched into the metal, which I think is so awesome. And yes, Matt made this knife. It's pretty cool. So he's actually going to be working on our chicken butchering knife when he gets back. So, and we're going to need it at that point probably. The chickens have only a couple weeks left, so we're going to need that knife. Oh, okay, now to catch up. Hey, Southern Blessed, how's it going? I believe that's Mac because Patty, I think, uses her personal account when she's on the chats here. So I believe that is Mac. And I can't wait to meet you guys again. I believe you guys are going to the homesteading picnic, the Heartland Homesteaders picnic, right? In September. Because if you are, I'm going. I will be there. So Terry said on her live, she's upset that no one had named any of their livestock after her. Mike has a goat at Rancho Los Rosales that they named Big Mike. Oh. Well, I have some ducks I haven't named yet. You want me to name one of my ducks after you? Because I can do that. I've got a couple that don't have names yet. But nobody's named their animals after me either. So there's that too. Oh, Tori, yeah, it is hard when things get busy here to keep up with videos and following along everything. So I totally understand. But yeah, I'm excited for Matt too. He loves to get to do that stuff. He debated about going or not, and I'm always going to tell him to go. So we're not getting any younger, and I don't want him to have any regrets about missing out on things like that and opportunities to learn. In fact, I think in December, either November or December, he's supposed to be going down to Arkansas again, but to a different place to do some hammering workshops with one of the top hammerers in the world. And so most of those really good knife makers happen to be in that area. And so he's going to get to go for, I think, 3 days to get one-on-one training from this guy. And he's just so excited about going. And I'm excited for him too. So. Terry said that Lori was going to name all of her chickens Terry after I said that. Oh. So they're all going to be named Terry. Terry. That's hilarious. Lori, yeah, I know. What do you do when they don't have names, right? Hey, Joy. How's it going? I missed you coming in. Sorry about that. Hey, Bomber Steve. Good day. I believe it's daytime over there, I'm sure. Oh, Mac, I can't wait to see you guys again. I really did enjoy getting to meet you guys and getting to know everyone in Oklahoma. I'm really glad you guys got to go because I know you guys weren't sure if you weren't able to. And so I'm really glad that you did because, yeah, it's just great to get to meet all of you here that we get to just kind of interact with online. So there's nothing beats in, real life. But yeah. Tori, so she's asking about the weekend that the Heartland Homesteaders picnic. It is Saturday, September 11th. And then I'm heading a Friday after work. They'll be hanging out there all day Saturday, and I don't check out. I think the arrangement is most people are going to stay the night and then hang out that night and then have breakfast at Cracker Barrel the next morning. And then I guess everyone's leaving from there. But yeah, I think it's only like a 5-hour drive for me. So it's not too bad. Also have family in Paducah, which is about 30 minutes from where the picnic is. So it's not too bad. But yeah. Well, hello, Possum Run Homestead. I haven't seen you around. Thanks so much for hanging out. Southern Okie Homestead. I see you there too. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mac, for sharing that. That's awesome. Yep. September 11th. Yeah, I think it's just going to be me, though. I think Matt's going to stay here. We're kind of splitting some of those duties, especially with him doing some traveling for his knife workshops and stuff. So we're just kind of going to keep it that way. So Grand Rivers, Kentucky. That's right, Matt. Yep. Yeah, it's about 30 minutes southeast of Paducah, Kentucky. And I only know because we have family in Paducah, so I kind of use that as a reference. But yeah. Oh, hey, Sandy. How are you doing? Oh, she's watching the American Legion World Series. Oh, that's so cool. We got to watch a game the other day from the Little League World Series because one of our friends' sons actually played on the team for Missouri. I think they lost that game, but and are out of the series. But it was still cool to see him. He was on ESPN Plus, so that was pretty neat. He's 12 years old. Um, Pretty good little ball player too, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, yeah. I think Tori. I think we had talked about you not being able to go because you're going to go to that workshop with Dr. Leo. So, which you should go do that because I know you're so excited about that. But yeah, you got me thinking about him uh, after we talked that weekend, and he's actually going to be doing a workshop at the I believe it's the Ozarks Homesteading Expo later this month, and I'm actually going to try and go to that. So I know that Cindy from Pathways Homestead is going to be doing a canning workshop as well. I think that's Saturday morning. And then Joyce from Morris Patch of Heaven is doing a fermenting class. So I'm kind of excited about going to that. So, and it sounds like it's going to be a pretty cool expo if they do it annually because they're actually teaching uh, you how to do things. And so, um, it's always fun to network and get to know people, but it's also cool to go to those places, get to do those things, but also go and learn from people that are doing it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, that's okay, Mac. I really appreciate you being here and hanging out. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something really cool. So I have a coworker who also does a lot of gardening. He did some organic farming as well, kind of off-grid stuff. It's been a while since he's done that, but he actually used to live um further away. But he and his wife just moved up to a home about 5 miles north of me, and so he's got like this beautiful garden. I wish he would do YouTube because um, he actually knows quite a bit. And so anyway, he also so I'm kind of a techie person. I'm a web designer. That's what I do for my day job, and he's actually my developer or the lead developer on our team. So we're kind of the leads together. Um, and so anyway, he's also a techie like me, and so he has a 3D printer, and so he did something fun for me that I thought you guys would totally appreciate, which is just awesome because he was so excited about doing this. I never like asked him to do it; he just like did it, and so I wanted to share with you guys. They're getting tangled up here, and you'll see what I mean when I show you. All right, so you guys have seen like those cool and funny. Sorry, it's loud. Chicken arms, like little arms that you can put on your chickens. Yeah. So he 3D printed it. He 3D printed some chicken arms for my chickens. He doesn't even have chickens, so he did this for me. Check it out. So we've got some T-Rex chicken arms. These would actually be really awesome on my Buff Orpingtons because they would totally match, which is hilarious. We've got some Hulk arm chicken arms, which are so great. Let's see, we got some green dinosaur arms. Oh, awesome. We got some beefy chicken arms. No, like most of you that have chickens have seen these like around, but I think these are so cool. We got some crab chicken arms. Sorry, I'm getting a kick out of these. They're just hilarious. We have some like cooking chicken arms, and the thing fell off, but it's got a pan and everything. Look at that. It's got a skillet. It's a cast iron skillet. Look at that, like the detail. And then last but not least, we've got our Slayer chicken arms. These are so great. I was actually thinking about giving like a couple of these away just because they're fun. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I think they're just hilarious. I mean, really. Yeah, they gave me a good laugh. Right? Yeah, Mac. The Slayer. It's actually fitting, right? It's like Friday the 13th. Oh my gosh. Oh, if I did that, I would totally like name the chicken like Michael Myers or something. Oh, that's so great. Still though, like the detail in these is amazing. Like he's just awesome, super talented guy. But the fact that he went and did this on his own, like the Hulk chicken, Hulk smash. I'm having way too much fun with those. It's late, so you know I'm a little giddy. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to share those. They've been sitting over here, and I forgot, Tori. I forgot to show those to you. I should have like shared them with you when you guys were here. You could have taken one home. All right, Tori. I think I might send you some because those are just hilarious. Which one should I send you? Should I send you the crabby one? Crabs, Tori. He does need to sell them, doesn't he? I think it's hilarious. Oh my gosh, they're so funny. Like seriously though, the sense of humor. Like these two are my favorite. Hands down. Hands down. My favorite. Oh my goodness. Oh, too great. Yeah, Tori, wouldn't these look awesome with your naked neck chickens? Oh my gosh. Seriously, I'm having too much fun laughing at chicken arms. Hmm. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty great. Oh my goodness. It is late. I usually don't get giggly like this, and I guess I must be tired. It's because it's past my bedtime. Southern oak. Oh man, I bet those would be great on your silkies. Oh man, those are great. I should find out like how long it takes to make these because I'd love to like actually maybe I will reach out to him and see if he can make me some to give away. Cuz that'd be so cool. But yeah, don't you think these would be awesome on my Buff Orpingtons cuz they literally match. This is like their color. I think this would be so cool. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah. Oh, laughing way too much. Oh my gosh. Oh, and I did want to show you guys on a more serious note. I got a fun new book to go through and to read that you guys would appreciate. Check this out. Isn't this awesome? Oh my goodness. I'm so excited about this actually. I think I just got it a week ago or so. So I was gonna look through it and see. I haven't really looked at all the things that are in here, but I bet there's some elderberry info in this book. Tori, I'm not sure if you have this book. I know you do some kind of herbal stuff. So let me know if you do have it because I've heard really good things about this book. Brenda, I actually am thinking about doing a funny video with the chicken arms. I did. I know there was talk on our small homesteading YouTuber group about the was it that one or the Homesteaders group? I can't remember. But anyway, they there's conversations about the Grub Terra stuff. And I actually did get a free bag, and they haven't really pestered me too much about it. But I do have a bag that I need to do that I was going to include in a video. And I thought about doing something fun with the chicken arms for that video. Not necessarily an ad or anything, but just a fun kind of vlog style video that's entertaining and funny. But yeah. Oh, Sandy. Yeah, sorry. There you go. It's the Herbal Medicine Maker's Handbook, a home manual. So you can see who the author is. But yeah, I've heard good things about this book, so I picked it up. But yeah. Hey Teresa, how's it going? Sorry I missed your live earlier. I've been spending time with the girls today, and yeah, we had a dinner in town. We had planned on going to a Korean restaurant, but they were closed today, so we ended up going to this cool Mexican place that makes tacos with handmade tortillas. And so it was actually really good, and got some elote. If you know what an elote is, you just scored some brownie points because most people don't know what elotes are. But yeah, I had that and just enjoyed hanging out with my girls. So with Matt being out of town, I always take advantage of hanging out with my girls. So Terry, see, they have the Graptera too. You get an occasional video. Yeah, I mean, I got a video a couple days ago, but I hadn't gotten one in probably a few weeks. So, I mean, they're not pestering me too much, thankfully. Not like I believe it was Jack that posted that that on the Homesteaders of YouTube group. Definitely not like that. So, yeah. It's more like a once a month type of thing, but which is not that bad. But anyway, yeah. So that's what's been going on here. Having fun with chicken arms, getting a new book. Matt's cool new magnets. Teresa, I think you missed the magnets. I made Matt some cool magnets for his forge, his knife making stuff. And then also the honey. Seriously, Ashley, I'm so excited about trying this. So cool. Oh, Brenda, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Although I think the last one I did was the one about Rusty. And yeah, that one sucked. But I think I'm going to be ordering, I'm trying to figure out my timing for chicken orders, because I can still order some chickens from Cackle Hatchery. And I was thinking about getting a rooster because I want to get a Buff Orpington rooster. That's my favorite chicken breed, hands down. Favorite, absolute favorite chicken breed. And so one of the things I wanted to do, because I have only 4 Buff Orpingtons, they're kind of getting old, and I'd like to hatch some eggs. And so I'm thinking about getting not just my Buff Orpington rooster, but getting maybe 5 or 6 more Buff Orpington hens, and so I can start actually hatching some eggs. Let's see. Ashley's excited that I'm excited about, or she's happy that I'm excited about the honey. Ooh, lots of compliments on the flavor. I'm excited to try it. I may have to do it tomorrow. But yeah, I've got to make some elderberry syrup, and I know, so I'm trying to be a little picky about the honey that I use, because I can still buy some local honey. So I think I'm going to save yours for my tea, for my morning tea, and buy some local honey tomorrow at the farmer's market for the syrup. But yeah, Tori said they also did a Grubterra video. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so okay, yeah, I haven't done any of that sponsored setup stuff, so that's kind of new to me. But I know that that's an option when you're posting a video, so I'll probably have to do that as well. It hasn't done well. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to make it a main feature. I've been watching some other videos from some larger channels that have done kind of a grub terror review, and that's what most of them did. They didn't. It wasn't like the main focus of the video. Although I think it was the Green Acre that did probably one of the best Grub Terra videos I've seen. But his was actually centered around the Grub Terra product. I mean, it was basically an ad for them, and it was really well done, honestly. But I didn't want to do that. But I did want to do something that was fun and creative and entertaining. So that's why the chicken arms might make it in that video. So who knows? All right, Terry, thanks so much for hanging out. I know it's late. Have a good night, sweetie. Oh, okay. I see Tori. Oh my gosh. The kittens are like going crazy. Okay, Mac. Yeah. Have a good night. Hey, stop it. So I don't know. I think I've only been posting it on my personal Instagram, but we have 2 kittens that are going to be shop kittens. So we realized that we have some mice in the shop. We don't have mice in the house. We have our indoor cats, and then we have outdoor cats. And so we really don't have a mice issue in the house or around the house. But the shop is a little bit away from here, and there are mice in there. So Matt decided to bring a couple of the new kittens from the farm cats outside. He brought them in to socialize them and get them ready to live in the shop with him when he's out there foraging. So they're going to be like his forage cats that basically deal with the mice in there. So I'm kind of excited about that. Tori said that they're annoying, to be honest. I think you're talking about Grub Terra still. Is that right? That's what I've heard, like, overall. Like, that's the consensus. I know that the product is good. But yeah, in terms of like their social media manager or their product manager or whatever, like being a bit annoying. Yeah, and I can understand why, they're excited about that stuff, but at the same time, like, chill. I work in marketing. I know how it works. All right, Brenda, thanks so much for hanging out. I know it's late, and like I said, this was time I wanted to kind of do an off-peak time and just to see who's hanging out. But yeah. Forge cats. Yep. Forge cats, Tori. Yep. I appreciate that. Ashley, thank you. Yeah, if you can give me a thumbs up, that'd be awesome. You guys are great. Again, like, thanks so much for stopping in and hanging out today. I know it's late, but yeah, I just wanted to see who wanted to hang out tonight and chat. I don't know how long I'll be on here, but yeah, Ashley, thanks again. You're so sweet. Thanks for coming in. I didn't know who all would make it tonight, but again, like I said, I really appreciate you guys' support. And then again, like, I don't know like how late I'll be on. I think the girls are playing a video game, and I'd promised to go up there when I'm done to go watch and hang out with them. But yeah. Oh, Sandy, it's 9:39 over there. Yeah, you're only about an hour. Yeah, Are you Mountain Time? Is that right? Is that even a thing? I don't know if that's a thing. I grew up in California, so I know there's the Pacific time, but I think there's a Mountain Time as well, right? So there's Pacific, Mountain, Central, and then Eastern. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I don't think you've heard, Sandy, but there's talk. And what I mean about there's talk is that Matt and I have been talking and contemplating a move. And so it's not anything that would happen like soon, or at least not within the next year. But we are talking about moving westward. Um, and so I know right now is kind of like the time that everybody's like buying land and moving out to the country and moving to the mountains and stuff. But so we're kind of gonna wait it out and see how that all looks in the next few years. And so we're one of the places that we're looking at. Actually, we're looking at a couple of places, and one of them's close to you, Sandy. We're actually looking at Idaho or Montana. Those are the two places that we're actually seriously considering. So, but yeah, couple reasons. One, I mean, we love Missouri. Missouri is actually great, but there's like nothing that is keeping us here. And then we kind of want mountains. Like that's one of the things I miss, I think, the most about living in California is having mountains. And the now that I'm kind of used to being out in the country and a little more secluded, I'm not opposed to that idea. And um, so yeah, it's just something that it's an idea that we've been kind of, you know, tossing around. So it might happen here, in the next 5 years, but definitely not this year and probably not next. But yeah, it's just something that we're thinking about. Yeah. Wyoming does have mountains. I don't think that's on his list though. I think so he loved, what was that movie? A River Runs Through It. And so ever since he saw that movie, he's just had like this, like desire to live in Montana. And I think Idaho is the only other place that he's even considered. But yeah. And then I've missed some people coming in. I think there's Jan from Simply Dan Homestead. How you doing, sweetie? And then there's Richard from Drops Family Garden. Thanks so much for hanging out. Richard, we're not moving, not right now, but we are considering it, here in the next few years. So, but yeah. Yeah, we do there. So Richard, we have considered that. Definitely no tornadoes, but there are other things that you'd have to contend with in terms of like natural disasters. And so, um, but yeah, it's something that we are definitely considering. So, I mean, every place you go to, there's the pros and cons. And so, the upside of moving to Idaho or Montana is it's closer to my family. My family is all on the West Coast, and we're not going to live on the coast. That's just something that we're not going to do. So, um, so yeah, Washington, Oregon, California, those aren't options, and we definitely don't want to move to Nevada or what are the other states? Utah. Utah's a really pretty state too, but I wouldn't. That's not where we're being kind of led to. Um, so Jan, I'm really sorry for your loss. I know that I think you had said something about taking a hiatus from YouTube for a bit. So I really do appreciate you stopping in tonight. So Richard, yeah, it is cold. We actually like the cold. We're kind of weird. We love winter. We're like those weird Missouri people, and then I'm that weird California girl, like SoCal girl that loves the snow and loves winter and loves being like having to hunker down because of the weather. So like even with last year and things being shut down, and then once things kind of opened up a little bit, even when we got snow here in the wintertime and we had to stay home and couldn't go anywhere, we actually enjoyed it. We loved being together at that time. And so like, I don't know what it is. Like we just enjoy that. I mean, it's not pleasant, obviously, to be doing chores, running water to animals in that kind of weather, but But yeah, it doesn't necessarily bother me. And if I have mountains to look at every day, like, you know, to me, that's worth it. So, Mm. Yeah, Joy. The Smokies are gorgeous. I mean, it's such a beautiful part of the country, and we talked about that too, moving eastward. But Matt doesn't want to move to the east, because that was one of the things that I considered was maybe North Carolina and even Virginia, where you have the Appalachians. But yeah, we just, and then of course going eastward, it's further away from my family. So yeah, going west just kind of made more sense. But yeah. Let's see, we're about 46 minutes in, so we'll just hang out for a little bit longer. I know we only got a couple people here left in the chat, and that's cool. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Jan. Hmm. Yeah, there is a lot of smoke. I'm used to that from living in California, though. It's that time of year. So that's nothing new. Um, had to deal with earthquakes and wildfires. So definitely nothing new. Yeah, yeah, redder than my shirt for sure. But yeah, we did. I do like the Flagstaff area. That was really pretty. I just don't want to. We don't want to live in Arizona. Um, but it is really pretty there. I think, yeah, I think it was Flagstaff because that's usually where we stop when we drive out to California to visit my folks. So, uh, Flagstaff, and let's see, if we usually when we go west, we'll stop in like Tucumcari. So we'll stop in Tulsa because that's like a short drive for us. Stay the night, do a short haul drive that day, and then the second day is usually when we do the longest drive, and that's from Tulsa to typically to Tucumcari, New Mexico, which is just on the other side of the border. Um, but there are times that we've actually legged it through and gone all the way to Flagstaff from Tulsa. And then and the reason that we've done that lately is because Flagstaff to like my parents' house is like only a 6-7 hour drive, something like that. And so we always do that long haul drive right in the middle of the trip. And then like the first day take it easy. And then the last day we take it easy so that we're not so worn out, and then get to hang out with my family. Um, yeah, it's just kind of something that we've done and worked out just as we've been taking those trips every year. So, we've been married 23 years, and we've been going out to California about once a year, except for last year. Last year we couldn't do it, but yeah, about once a year we go out to California. We always drive, and so we've kind of worked out our route and kind of timing for things. So yeah, northern Mexico's cool. So there's a couple other reasons to. I mean, there's some really pretty states out there. Um, the only the, some of the things that we've taken into consideration too are the states that are also homesteader friendly, and you're not going to beat Idaho or Missouri in terms of like the freedoms that you have to grow and raise your own food and what you do on your property. So those are probably the top two states in the country that have the least regulation for those types of things, and so that's why Idaho's on one of the top states that we're looking at, and then Montana is, I think, in the top 5 or 6. I can't remember, but those are the types of things that we're looking at too. Not just like the scenery, because you can get that pretty scenery anywhere. If we wanted that, we could just go to southern Missouri and get the mountains too. Um, but yeah, because Missouri has that as well. We had where I'm at, it's a little more flat, but you drive just an hour south and you start getting more of the hills, and then you've got the big lakes, and you go further, a couple hours further south, and you've got the Ozarks. And that's like really, really beautiful area, and great weather for growing lots of types of things for most of the year. I know the growing season is a lot longer in like Southwest Missouri. I think that's where you're at, right, Jan, in Southwest Missouri. Um, and so, but we don't want to move to Southern Missouri. We kind of like where we are because of the cold. Like I said, we actually like the winter season. So, and we like getting the snow. Mm. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. One of the things I always appreciate about you, Richard, you know a lot of things. You have a lot of uh, great knowledge and wisdom, and I appreciate that you share that too. So thank you so much for doing that. So yeah, where I'm at, it's growing sown. It was sown. We're in 6A. Jan, do you know what yours is? Because I think that Southern Missouri is like a whole zone, like warmer than we are. Because you guys don't get some of the cold, except for like the fluke last year. 6B, really? That's it? Huh. I thought for sure you guys might have been at a 7, but because I know you guys don't get anywhere near the cold that we get most of the time. Because last year was kind of a fluke. We are usually the ones getting those freezing temps um, and snow. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. And I'll tell you what, I would take, you know, 5 feet of snow over, you know, a few inches of ice any day. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Drops. I think that's right. I don't know why I was thinking that Southern Missouri was warmer than that, but maybe it's because it's so close to Arkansas. Mm, that's where Matt is right now, actually. Okay. Mm, but yeah. Whew. All right, so about 52 minutes and not quite an hour yet, but um, I might be calling it here in like another minute or so. But like I said, I really do appreciate you guys hopping on so late. I know it's late for most people, and most of us, because we're homesteaders, we've got to be up early, bright and early. And I'm definitely one of those. I've got to be up bright and early to do my chores, and then tomorrow even more so because I'm going to be harvesting some elderberries. So, wow, Jan, from 8B to 6B in Missouri. Wow, that's quite a change. That's a bit of an adjustment for you in terms of like the growing season. Do you know how many what the difference in growing days you had from there to now? Because I'm curious now. So my sister, she lives in Corona, California, and I know her growing. I think her zone is like 9. I think it's 9A. So she can grow like everything. Well, except for like cold weather crops. So she can't grow lettuces and like kales and stuff, but she can grow most things. And then I know my parents have like a lemon and lime tree in their backyard. My dad grows nopales, and I'm kind of jealous of that. I love to be able to grow nopales here. And if you don't know what nopales are, they're just cactus, the flat paddle cactus that you can eat. And so my dad will literally, either my mom or my dad will literally go out there with like a glove on and just go grab a paddle and cut it with a knife and clean it off and dice it up and just cook it. And it's really great with some red chile and some scrambled eggs. Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, I really wish that I could grow that. And if I lived in a warmer climate, I would totally grow nopales. And then that specific cactus also fruits, and it grows this like we call them tunas, but they're prickly pears. And I loved eating those. Those were so good. Hey, Kyle, how's it going? I think we had talked about pronouncing your name on Ridge Life a while back, and I actually did some research and looked it up, but now I can't remember how I would pronounce it. Leve, maybe? I don't know. I probably butchered it. I probably butchered it just like Tim did. I think Tim says leve, but I think it's leve. But I don't know. Joy, I think we had talked about. You know, I know I've talked to Matt about your videos in out in the Smoky Mountains. He loves the Gatlinburg area, which I was surprised he didn't want to go there when we went out to the Smokies in April. He wanted to go somewhere where there weren't going to be a lot of people, and so we ended up just getting a cabin on the other side of the border, on the North Carolina side of the Smokies, and it's actually pretty cool. Richard, yay! One of your jicama has finally sprouted. That's so cool. Yeah, it is kind of late. Yeah. I think I started mine. Crud, I can't remember now. I had to start them like early too, indoors, and then once the weather, I think it was when we were past frost is when I planted them. Yeah, and they actually took off when I did that, but that was 2 years ago. So, but yeah, that was so cool to actually get to grow it because I've grown up eating it. That's just something that is in. It's like I wouldn't say a cornerstone, but it's something that's definitely that every Mexican has eaten. Oh my gosh, do you guys hear the cats? But yeah, I was really surprised that I could grow it here, and then even more so that I was able to grow like a good sized, a couple of good sized ones that I made a yummy like cucumber, jicama, and mango salad. I was able to use cucumbers that I grew, but then of course we can't grow mangoes here, so I had to go buy one. But that's a pretty typical Mexican like fruit salad is basically cutting the jicama into sticks, like little sticks, as well as the cucumbers and the mango. You stick that in a cup, put a little bit of lime juice and some chili powder, and just eat it. And it's amazing. And it's so good for you, so fresh. That's probably one of the things I miss the most about being out west is the food, the good food, and having access to those types of things. But yeah, jicama is amazing. Oh, that's so cool, Richard. You're gonna make the back deck a greenhouse. That's so cool. I talked to Matt. We're going to be completely revamping the garden this fall, and I've got like a whole new plan for it. And Matt is good with it, so that's pretty awesome. But we had talked about, or I told him that my plan was to convert the current chicken shed, into a greenhouse, just stripping it down to the studs, and then pulling it over with the truck over in the garden area. But he's not a huge fan of that shed in terms of like the shape of it, and so he kind of nixed that idea, and he said, "I'll just build you a greenhouse." And so I'm kind of excited about that, but I'm like, I can build my own greenhouse. Nah, just kidding. So that'll probably be, if we end up doing that, it might be something that we do early next spring. Build a new greenhouse for the new garden area. So I think that'll be really, really cool. Oh, let's see, catching up here. Richard says he's got an avocado tree now. Oh man, I'm so jealous. I wish I had that. My sister has an avocado tree. She also has oranges, I think. Ugh, I wish. Jan said that they have a longer growing season here, but technically, but um, oh, that's so cool. I for some reason I imagined you'd be able to grow more in a higher zone. That's cool. Richard, your sister knew all about the jicamas. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, like, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know that people didn't know about, like jicama. Jicama is one of those things. Achiote is another one. Like, those are just the things that I grew up with, and, like, tamarind, like, I grew up with that stuff, and, like, if I say those words to people, they have no idea what I'm talking about, but, yeah. Tamarind, another thing in this. I love candy that's made from it. Hey, Possum Run Homestead. Oh wow, yeah. You're waiting for the storm to roll through. Yeah. Where are you anyway? If you're getting some storms, we had some roll through yesterday. Yeah, we were having pretty much a heat wave. Like we were under a heat advisory for almost a whole week. And yesterday we had a cold front come through from the north, and we literally had like a drop in temperature of 20 degrees within an hour. It was insane, which also attributed to a nice, wonderful headache. That affects my sinuses pretty bad. Drops. Oh my gosh, Richard, I wish I had a mango tree. I would love to build one of those like dual zone greenhouses where I could like have like dwarf trees and I would grow all the things, all the citrus. That would be so cool. Hey, what are you guys doing? Cats are going crazy. I guess it's because it's late, right? That's when they go crazy. Hmm. Oh, Richard, see, I don't even know what grand solar minimum is. Hmm. Yeah, I know they didn't have a mild winter last year, and so and then every time that we think we're gonna have a mild winter, or every time that we think we're gonna have a bad winter, we always get the opposite. So I have no idea like what to expect. All I know is that we prepare for the worst and then, you know, see what happens. So we have to actually we're coming up on that time where we need to get some firewood for the winter. So um yeah, we need to do that here pretty soon. I need to remind Matt. We live right by an Amish, what do they call it? A mill, an Amish mill, and we always go and get lumber from them. Uh, Speaking of, Richard, do you know if there's any uses in the garden for sawdust? I haven't looked it up quite yet. I think I did a while back, but I can't remember if there was anything. Um, I know it breaks down pretty quickly, so hey, dudes, come on. Crazy cats. Possum Run Homestead, you're in Arkansas. Okay, cool. That's awesome. So the grand solar minimum is where the sunspots are very few. We're on the 25K cycle, which will bring a Maunder minimum, which will be very cold. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'll need to look that up. Huh. Oh, Jan's growing papaya, dragon fruit, and lemon trees. Oh, that's so cool. So do you have them in pots and stuff? I'm assuming that they're dwarfs. Oh, so Richard wants me to ask the question again about sawdust. I was asking if there's any benefits in the garden to using sawdust. I know it breaks down a whole lot quicker than anything else, definitely more than wood chips and such, but I wasn't sure if there were actually any uses for it in the garden, um, or just homesteading things in general. So just curious about it because I can actually get quite a bit of that if there's any good with it. Yeah, Jan, definitely salads in the winter for sure. Oh, so you're growing them in pots. Okay, cool. So they've got to be dwarfs then if you can move them in and out like that. How tall are they? Like how tall do they get? Because if that's the case, I can grow that here. I think is it the Meyer lemon that you can get kind of a small, like a dwarf one, and put it in a pot and then do that? Because I've heard lots of stuff, or I've heard a lot about the Meyer lemon tree, but I have never had one myself, so I wasn't sure. Now, the one thing that we would love, I know Matt and I would love, is lime and avocado, just because we eat that all the time. Um, but yeah, uh, and then papaya. I haven't had papaya in like ages. That sounds amazing. And I've never had dragon fruit actually. I know there's a few things that Matt isn't allowed to eat. Doctor's orders. Star fruit's one of those things, and I believe grapefruit. So those are the two things he is not allowed to eat. But I'm not sure if dragon fruit's on that list. I know it's a little bit different, but yeah. Oh, you grow them from seeds. Have you had any fruit? That's kind of cool. Yeah, most citrus trees do like acidic soil, just like most berries. I know like blueberries and stuff like acidic soil. We don't have that because I've tried to grow blueberries and I just can't get them to grow here. Oh, that's so cool, Possum Run Homestead. That's cool. Yeah, I'd love to be able to grow some things in the greenhouse itself. I don't know if it'll be that big to like be able to grow a lot, but hmm, I'm just gonna. My plan is just to use it as a way to start seeds for seed starting, and then to also extend my growing season a little bit. But the new beds that I'm going to be putting in, I'm trying to try and build some low tunnels for them, so I can also be able to easily protect them from like a rare frost that can happen. Because I mean we're in Missouri, so you never know when we're going to get what the weather's going to be like. That's cool. Yeah, that's one of my dreams is to actually have like big functioning greenhouse. Um, I'd love to get one of those high tunnels. That would be amazing. If we ever, if we do end up moving to Idaho or Montana, I think that's definitely on the list of things that would be an absolute must is a greenhouse. And Matt knows that. He actually mentioned it before I did, but I already knew that. So Oh, yeah, see? Yeah. So Joy, is sharing about, drinking tonic water and eating grapefruit. Uh, yeah, so my husband, is a, kidney transplant patient, and for some reason, there's something about grapefruit and, star fruit, that actually, would not be good for him, and I can't remember what it is, um, and so he's just not allowed to eat those fruits. So yeah, I'll need to look that up. But I remember that being kind of a big thing that they wanted him to avoid. Now the good thing is that I actually don't like grapefruit, so that was not an issue. And then we just star fruit is not something that I think about when I'm here in Missouri, so it's not a fruit that I think about eating and buying. Although occasionally I'll buy like kiwi, but that's just for me personally. But star fruit's not something that I ever made kind of part of my diet, and so that was never going to happen. But so we don't worry too much about it. But yeah, for some reason those were the two that they said he can't he can't eat. Hmm. Oh, so are you new to Arkansas then, Possum Run? You've been in the deep South and cold North most of your life. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Deep South. So are you talking like some of the most more southern states? Because Arkansas is definitely South. I lived in Tennessee for a few years, actually. Hmm. Hey, Heather Hopper. I didn't know you were in here. Um, yeah, I imagine that low tunnels are a must there. I can't imagine. So the spot that we're looking at, one of the places that we're looking at in Idaho, is actually like probably the furthest north, the farthest northern point of Idaho, or the far northern counties of Idaho, which is basically a hop, skip, and a jump to Canada. So, um, so, so like I said, yeah, definitely something that something that would be a must is a at least a high tunnel. I would. That's one of the things that would have to be part of the negotiation when we uh, find a piece of land out there is a high tunnel. Because I mean, low tunnels are great, but I would do that here just to extend my growing season and to protect my plants from like those kind of crazy frosts that we might get. But I think if we were in Idaho up there, I would definitely want a high tunnel and probably work in some type of heating, uh, some type of way to heat it, um, preferably like wood or something like that. But yeah, I haven't really researched it too much. I think if we ever decide, or once we decide to pull the trigger on that, I think that's definitely something that I'll be researching more. Richard wants to win the lottery. Don't we all? I think the problem for me is that you've got to play the lottery to win it. And I don't do that. You saw a house in Mesa County, Colorado, 5 bed, 5 bath mansion. Ah, we saw a house like that. It was right off of the Missouri River. And it was like this gorgeous like mansion. It even had like a landing pad for no, not a landing pad. It had a runway for a small plane. And then like a boat dock where you can like it was literally like right along the Missouri River, and it had like this boat dock. You can literally just get your boat right on the Missouri River and go for a ride. Hmm. Oh, that's cool, Possum Run. I didn't know that. Okay, now. Oh, so you were in Alabama. That's kind of cool. All right. I played ball in Alabama for a bit. So I actually played ball in college in Tennessee, and then we lived there a few years after we got married. But we traveled all over the southern states to play. Um, but yeah, I think yeah, one of the schools we played was the University of North Alabama, UNA. But yeah, Richard, 400 acres, man, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? If I had 400 acres, I would like fence it all and then build my house right in the middle. Hmm. So Possum Run, your sister lives in North Idaho. Yeah, see, that's so cool. That's definitely where we would want to be. Does she love it there, or does she want to leave? Because I know they're getting an influx of like city folks. Yeah, that's Richard. Exactly. A geothermal greenhouse is something that we have looked into. But again, I think it's not something that we'll seriously research until we get to that point. Although, if we did something like that here, if we decided to just stay here, we would definitely do something like that and do a geothermal where we could maybe grow some citrus trees where we could, kind of change the growing zone in that greenhouse, which would be awesome. The mansion had marble everywhere. That's crazy. Man. Oh, wow, Joy. 400 acres for 10 million there in the Smokies. Yeah, I can imagine that. That's crazy. I think at so my husband's family, had some farmland, and I think they just sold it, a couple of years ago, and it was like 500 acres, but it was all farmland. But still, like, I can't imagine, like, owning 500 acres, like, just mentally, like, we're on 11 here, and that's just crazy to me. Little girl from Southern California, you grow up in these houses that are literally, like, just stacked next to each other, and so when we lived in Tennessee and when we lived in town, like, the houses aren't necessarily right on top of each other, but they're still fairly close to each other. So there's not a lot of that, like, kind of breathing room. And so when we got this place, it's like 11 acres, and it's just like, wow, this is amazing. And so I love it. I love having, that land, but at the same time, it's like now we're looking into kind of expanding things, and at some point we'd like to, at least we've talked about it. I'm not sure if it's, in the plans, but yeah, we've talked about, like, raising cattle at some point. I don't know at what scale. At least enough to be able to feed our family, but at the same time, like, is that all we're going to do, or do we want to, like, actually make a living doing that? So I don't know, but if we do that, we'd have to have at least some land, some serious acreage. So who knows? That would be so cool. So Possum Run said that his sister loves it there. She's away from the cities far north. So nice there, just steep snow north. Yeah, and that's what we're expecting. I know people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's cold. They get a lot of snow," and we're like, "Yeah, that's the point." Yeah, we'd love that. That's what I want. And I know I'm crazy, but that's kind of what I want. Hmm. Oh, Richard, your dad sold his ranch in Cardwell years ago. It was 40,000 acres. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Oh, yeah, Possum Run. That's what we've been noticing too. The land prices are high, and that's because city folks are moving out of, because of the whole pandemic thing. Everybody's like, I want to be away from the city, and so everybody's buying land out in rural America, and you know, hiking up prices like crazy. Um, but I think we're in for, at least for the next couple of years, we're in for a correction, and so I'm kind of waiting that out. And then once the city people realize that living out in the country and out in the middle of nowhere is hard, and so yeah, I think some people will definitely leave, and will want to get rid of those properties. Um, So who knows? That's kind of what we're keeping in mind as we think through these things. So that's why we're not looking at anything in the near future, but something that we are thinking through at least within the next 5 years. Not one or two, but within the next 5 years. So, oh, and there's Down Under Farm and Forage. How's it going? G'day. I know I totally butchered that. I'm terrible at accents. The only accent I'm really good at is doing like a Hispanic accent. And then I can do a country accent only because I lived in Tennessee for a while and was around people every day from all the southern states, from Arkansas to Alabama. We had a couple friends from Georgia, of course, Eastern Tennessee, and then Kentucky. Yeah, those Kentucky folks got a good accent there. But yeah. Oh wow, Richard, that's wow. That's kind of neat though. Like you have a spot for them. That's cool. Oh man, Possum Run. That's so cool. They had a mama and baby moose come up to her porch last winter. So cool. So beautiful there. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that we want to go there. Plus freedom. Two big things right there. Two big reasons. It's beautiful and freedom. Something that Down Under Farm and Forage probably would want right there, right? Right, Darren. All right. Well, I'm glad you're doing all right, Darren. I really appreciate you stepping in. It's kind of late here. What time is it over there for you? I didn't see um crap, I can't think of their name right now. I'm drawing a blank. Shoot. Bomber Steve, their other channel. Can't think of the name right now. Anyway, I didn't haven't seen them on. They weren't on at least this morning. So, or morning for me. I totally agree, Joy. Totally. Two big reasons. And then we've got the third one, which is closer to family. So I think so I have an older sister who I think I mentioned before. She's does a lot of gardening. She grows fruit trees and stuff. They're actually thinking about making the move out of Southern California to Oregon. And so if she ends up doing that and moving to where she's hoping to move to, oh, that's Nova. Nova's saying hello. If she ends up moving to where they're wanting to go, and we go where we want to go, we're only going to be about 13-hour drive, which is a day's drive for us, really. And so yeah, I mean, that would be fantastic because then, my parents could come up and visit her there, and then we could go to where she wants to be. So it's just kind of one of those things that, yeah, a lot of those things come into that decision. And of course, like I said, we haven't made that decision yet, but it is something that we're contemplating. So, oh, I didn't know, Possum Run. I didn't know you changed your name. This is Mama V. Trying to remember again. Like I said, I've been off YouTube for a little bit. Richard saw some skunks. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'd be brave enough to hand feed skunks. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Good gracious. I think we had, it's been a few years, but our dogs got sprayed. One dog in particular got the worst of it. And she's kind of clueless sometimes. But anyway, she got sprayed. And then one of our other dogs was in the vicinity. So she got kind of lightly sprayed. But man, that one dog, oh my gosh. And it happened late at night, and we were so tired that day. So we just put her in her kennel outside under the deck. And so the following morning, my husband got up early and gave her her first bath. But yeah, that's just crazy. Oh. Right, Darren. Pepper spray. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh, hey, Darren. I was showing some folks earlier. I didn't know. I think you would appreciate this. So I know that you're familiar with my husband and his, because he's also got a forge and stuff. So I did his branding, and so for Father's Day, I got him some magnets, because he works with metal. So anyway, check it out. What do you think? I think those are real cool. And this looks just like him, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this. My husband has a mohawk, and he also has a big beard. But anyway, yeah, that's his cool magnets and branding. Also, for his birthday, I also made him some T-shirts, so he's pretty excited about that. He took those to Blade Show in Atlanta a few months ago, and he was so excited. And then Darren, he also got this cool thing to do etchings of his mark into his knives, and so this is one of the samples. See, you can see it right there. See how close I can get. There it is. It's just so cool. You can actually feel it in the metal. It's just so cool. But anyway, and look at the detail too. You can see the teeth in there. Probably not so great on the camera, but yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm so excited for him. So Darren, no, he's not doing. He actually he wasn't happy with those videos, so he ended up taking them down. And so he is ramping up to start shooting again. Um, in fact, he's actually out of town this weekend. He's down at a knife making workshop in Arkansas. So yeah, yeah, I think that's what it's called, Darren, electro etching. It's really, really cool. It took him a little bit to like fine tune it so that it etched just right. But yeah, he was super excited about getting that, and I love that. I love how it turned out too. Super happy for him. But yeah, he's down at a knife making workshop this weekend, and then because I think we've talked about this before, he doesn't necessarily see himself as a knife or a bladesmith. Um, he One of the things that is important to him is understanding metals and how they work. He's been studying metallurgy, which is so cool. Um, and he's actually going to spend some time this winter down in Arkansas with one of the top hammerers in the world, in the country for sure, but I think it's worldwide. But anyway, he's basically going to spend 3 days one-on-one with this guy, and he's so excited about going down there. And I'm excited for him. That's just so cool. Yeah, Richard in Atlanta, that's where they host the Blade Show, which is a big deal. Yeah. And he's always wanted to go, and he was finally able to go this year. Oh, that's cool. I'll need to go check it out, Darren. He just did his best knife video yet. Is that the one I saw? I think I saw a picture of a knife that you shared this week. Is that the one? Is that the video, or is that the knife from that video? Because that was a really good knife, from what I could tell. Yeah. But yeah, so Richard, so Blade shows, yeah, that's the biggest, like a big show that's hosted in Atlanta, and that's where my husband met that instructor or that master smith, and so he's so totally excited about going to this to that training with him. He's gonna leave me leave me for a few days to hang out with him. I can't remember his name right now. I think his name is Lynn. Oh crap, I can't remember. Hey, Heirloom Permaculture, how are you doing? I see you too. Hmm. Yeah, Richard, that's a great question, Darren. When are you escaping? Would love to have you up here. Yeah, blacksmithing is really, really cool. I know I mean, Darren and I've talked about that before, or chatted about it before, and it's just a really, really interesting skill. Just one of those old things that, you know, has just kind of been lost and left behind a little bit. And so when you watch people do it, it's just kind of enthralling and it's just really cool. Oh crap! Let's see. Awesome. Wish I could hang with the Americans, but are there very many? I mean, I'm sure there are in Australia. Australia is pretty big, but I'm not familiar. I'm still learning. You know, the ones that my husband talks about, but I can't remember his name. He's the guy that did the Bowie knife. Crap. What's the name of the? Is it James Bowie? Is that the guy's name that knife is named after? Yeah, James Bowie. So the guy that Matt's gonna go learn from, or I guess they call it a hammer in. He's gonna be. He actually like does tours and stuff of the museum where the James Bowie knife is, or the original. I think it's like a replica of the original. But yeah, it's not the actual knife. But yeah, so that's the guy that Matt's going to be like learning from. So I'm trying to find it now as I'm chatting. Sorry. Oh yeah, I didn't. What's so surprising about that? About there still being a blacksmith network in Oklahoma? Darren. So is that the only justifiable reason to leave, to be able to, or to be allowed to leave Oz, is an American business? Is that that's so crazy? Yeah. So Richard, my husband uh, had really terrible welding skills when he first started this, and so he took a class. Not last year, the year before, yeah, 2019. He took an actual welding course, and really got to learn how to weld properly. So so that was kind of cool. Like he's taking all of the right steps, I think, to be able to do this at some point and maybe make money. Who knows? But yeah, he's been. It's just one of the things that he gets excited about talking about, and loves to go out in the shop and start forging. And so and I love him, so I'm always going to be super supportive of that and encourage him to do those types of things. So I wonder sometimes if I'm enabling too, because I just, if he says he's interested in doing something, I'm just going to tell him, go do it. Again, and I've mentioned it too, like we're not getting any younger. So like, go do that. If that's something that you're excited about, want to learn how to do, then go do it. Yeah, I get excited about my chickens and, learning how to grow food and doing some woodworking. So I'm like, why, and he supports that too. So I'm trying to be a supportive wife as well. So yeah. Oh, you're surprised that there's so many. Yeah, I think it's something that's been picking up lately. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with like Forged in Fire, but like, sometimes those types of things do influence that, but um it's not, it's not an easy trade. And you can seriously hurt yourself if you're not careful. So it's something that you do need to learn how to do safely as well. But yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. I think my kids are getting ready for me to watch them play video games. We've been hanging out here and I totally lost track of time. We're about an hour and a half in. So Richard wants to prove once and for all that Rachel, I'm assuming you're talking about Robertson, is 4'11" and not 4'11" and a half. I could not tell you for certain that it's just 11 and not 11 and a half, but I know that is just around that height. So I'm 5'3", and she's definitely shorter than me, for sure. Uh, I agree, Richard. I agree with that too, 100%. I think, if they're not hurting anyone, and if it's and if it brings them joy, then why would you get in the way of that? Um, but we've also, we've been very supportive of each other and like the things that we love to do and the things that we're passionate about. Um, so I think, I think that's one of those things that couples need to learn, is that, you don't have to spend every minute of the day together. You can do things on your own and do things that are just your thing. Um, and that's okay. So we're definitely more like that. Hmm. I know you're teasing, Richard. I know, Darren. That's kind of how my husband sees it too. Ugh. Yeah, in fact, he used to watch like the first season or so, but then like now it's just, especially like after that first season, it's just kind of crazy. Like what can we throw at them? What can we make them make a terrible blade out of? And yeah, it will cut. It is entertaining though, but he watches it knowing that that's just ridiculous. Possum Run, I have to agree with you. My daughter's actually just texted me. Um, But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here too. I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with me tonight. I know it's a late one for us here on the states on the state side, at least those of us in the central and eastern zones. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you guys have a good weekend ahead. And oh, that's cool. That's cool, Richard. That's neat. But anyway, again, thanks so much. Have a great evening, great weekend, and we'll catch you guys. I'll hopefully be pushing out a video this week finally. But I will see you guys later. Adios.